What up, guys? Right, let's talk about the news that's been going around in recent weeks with Mayweather possibly making a comeback against Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor of the UFC. Um, Floyd Money Mayweather just knows how to sell fights. A lot of people are thinking, is it going to happen? The big fantasy fight, MMA versus boxing, that element. So a lot of people are intrigued. Conor McGregor himself loves to stand up. In all his UFC fights that he has, he's mainly a striker. He loves to stand there and trade with you with his arms and his stance out, and loves to throw his fast hands and move around and, swear at you and stuff as well. Get his opponents revved up in the press conferences. But against Floyd Money Mayweather, you're stepping into a boxing ring with the best pound for pound, TBE, the best ever of this generation. It's a big different ball game for me. For me personally, I can see Conor McGregor just getting schooled. I do like Conor McGregor. I like the flow that he comes with in the UFC. I don't really watch much UFC, but if I do watch UFC, I'll only watch the Conor McGregor fights because I like the stand-up element of how he fights. Yeah, I know he's he's a former amateur Irish boxing champion. He's got the amateur pedigree behind him. Recently, there was a video leaked of him sparring Van der Herden, the former world champion, boxing world champion. But I wasn't that impressed with what I saw in the sparring video. You're gonna face someone like a Floyd Mayweather. With Mayweather breaks you down mentally. What Mayweather does is in the first round, he susses you out in the first round. Second round, he knows how to beat you. That's always been Mayweather's greatness about him. In every game plan that's come his way, he's always found a blueprint, and there's no blueprint on how to beat him, but he's always found a way of how to beat his opponents, whether that be the guy being aggressor, the guy being a counterpuncher. Well, you can't counterpunch Mayweather because he possibly is the best counterpuncher you can get. Mayweather's movement, his head movement. You see the big difference with Floyd Mayweather and in this fight with Conor McGregor. With Mayweather, like Adrian Broner relies a lot on the shoulder roll to tuck in on his shots and tuck in with the shoulder roll. Mayweather doesn't always rely on that. What Mayweather tends to do is Mayweather will rely on it sometimes. He'll give you that. He'll give you this. He'll move back, pivot, throw the right hand. He'll throw an uppercut. He'll throw a left hook, a leap left hook, come into you, boom. He'll throw it. He does a lot of variety in his attacks and his counter punching. He'll also lean on the rope, give you the rope dope. So when you come forward, he'll throw a shot and then pivot off. He does a lot of elements. With Conor McGregor's wide style of fighting and keeping his hands down and trying to entice his opponents, I can't see how he will cause Mayweather any trouble. And, if he is going to take the fight, respect to him for stepping in there with Mayweather. Credit to you. But you're going into the ring with the best fighter, like I said, the best fighter that there is, TBE. So I can't see how Conor McGregor can beat Mayweather. It's like likewise, Mayweather stepping into MMA and trying to do the kicks and the punches. Obviously, you've got the best in MMA guy facing the best boxer. But if the boxer had to go in there and do what an MMA guy does, there's no contest, so I can't really. But it's like different sports altogether. You're comparing, and you got Conor McGregor taking that step up. Another thing I read this morning was that Floyd Mayweather apparently on the TMZ report that he's offered $50 million to Conor McGregor to take the fight. Now, recently there was talk of Dana White saying that if Mayweather wants to make the fight, he has to go to, he has to come to Dana White and speak to Dana White, because even though Conor McGregor was released off the UFC 200, he's still under contract with them, you see. So it was that factor as well that he had to speak to Dana White. I don't think Floyd's spoken to Dana White. I think he's just offered it to Conor McGregor. But we'll never know anyway. We'll find out soon if it does happen. But me personally, I can't see McGregor beating Mayweather, and I can still see Mayweather beating the TBE and improving his record to 50-0. But let me know what you guys think. Subscribe, write a comment. Peace out. Triple B Boxing TV. Thank you.